But, woo! Put a little air on your chest, yo. Here we go. My sponsors over at CBS once again dropped me because, I got a little too out of control. They don't appreciate my loud, crazy, wild takes on things. But everybody, welcome to Heart of the Game here on Twitch. If you're watching, tonight is episode number 23 of our D&D campaign. And just always a friendly reminder, you can watch all 22 episodes in full, ad-free, on YouTube, on Heart Gaming.
Hey, don't forget Sirenscape.
Oh, yes, and of course our background music sound effects are provided by my paid subscription to Sirenscape. So maybe someday, because they don't sponsor us, and I'm happy to continue paying for this service because it is a really cool product. It allows each of my players to have access to my my database. So like when we play remotely, they hear everything that I want to put into it, and when I get back to running games in person again, I just have my tablet sitting there on the computer, touch screen it up, really user friendly interface, gets the Ben stamp of approval. That's for sure.
And then I'm just in charge of it.
Other piece of news: Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft will be available at your local gaming stores May 18th, such as Heart of the Game. So if you're looking to get that sweet alternate cover, please reach out to your local game store. Ask them to set one aside for you. I know we're gonna have capos. We're gonna have copies available because I always like to make sure that our community in the Buffalo area, which has an awesome number of fantastic gaming stores, that we're able to make sure that people who are invested in the game and they want those cool special cover books really have a good chance at them. So I order as many as I can get my hands on for the shop.
Is there a limit on how many you can order? As a store,
don't
not as a person?
As a store, yes. Generally speaking, because there's a limited supply. So
it's not endless, lass. It's not endless.
No, unfortunately.
I was wondering.
And they usually, as I've seen and learned the hard way when I first got into working in game stores, they don't typically do reprints of these collector cover books.
Yep.
So when that print is out there, it's shipped. That's what's out there. So if you do want to get one, I try. So that's why I order a lot of them, because I like to hopefully get as many out there as possible. But that said, we're gonna move on to our next thing.
In the Buffalo area.
Yeah, in our area, you know what I mean. But
Everyone in the
hopefully your community, if you're not in my region of the world, has a great story that you can go to.
Stop looking at the chat, Ben. You're fine.
Listen, I have my second screen again this week. I'm excited.
I liked it better when you only had the one.
Next note. So we're gonna pick up where we left last off, or we're gonna pick up where we last left off, which was our players had gone from a fantastic pie festival where they had to do glorious battle against a giant pie because some angry baker turned it into a monster, brought the pie to life.
Darn baker.
And in response to that, our players had to fight and defeat the pie monster, captured, saved people, tried to capture the one who jumped up on the stage with a scroll, death to pie.
Tried. We did capture him. Randall knocked him clean out.
Yeah, yes, and sent him to face further justice.
As one wants to do.
And then our heroes proceeded to get back on the road to finish their journey to Randall's childhood home, where they reunited with his mother.
That was a bad time.
So they've spent some time on the farm with a lot of Randall! Why aren't you chopping that wood for me? Get your friends the water. His mother was a very
Yes,
lovely
Mom.
woman who was gracious enough to provide a place to stay for our intrepid heroes, who have now, after spending a few days, wanted to get away from things, and so they've traveled 10 miles north to the very small village of White Sparrow.
On the journey, Randall looks to Navari and goes, and now you understand why I left home and possibly why I didn't write.
Yeah, it's understandable.
It's better that she not know where I live or where I am.
I get that feeling. Just me.
And you guys travel the 10 miles to White Sparrow, which is a wonderfully quaint village. It has a very unique feature about it, in that there appears to be some kind of statue that is buried in the ground. But the only part of the statue that is visible to anybody is this massive hand that pops up out of the ground. And at the foot of that hand is
it a sparrow?
a tavern.
Oh.
Fascinating.
You guys went to town to, purchase some supplies so that way, because I know you guys have dreams of, going into freelance work now that the war is over, and some of your personal quests have, come to a close. So you guys are looking for more steady work and, spending time with Cassandra. You guys have, potential ideals to, hire yourselves out to other people maybe in need to locate things, as you had a lot of success in your last adventure of that sort. And you're also there, looking for news of the region, and hopefully finding a lead on somebody that can heal Casper completely. Because those of you who don't know, Casper is Navari's husband, who was lost majority of the left side of his limbs, like his arm and leg, completely kind of eradicated. And so they're hoping that they can get get him healed, get those replaced, regenerated, so that way he doesn't have to have like a makeshift leg and arm, because
he can stand in the rain.
Yeah, so he can stand in the rain again.
Go swimming,
yep. And just have like a little bit more comfortable life. Because you could do that in a world with magic. But
for a price.
Anywho, for the most part, it's a very lovely day with a clear sky, and
I found a healer. See? It wasn't bad. Look, I found one. Cat.
Oh, okay, everything's good. And oh my lord. Huzzah! Oh.
There we go. All better now. Everybody got to see it.
So as you guys are, walking through the village, you've been talking to people, you've bought some foodstuffs to take home so that Randall's mom can make her very famous brisket, and follow that up with a very delicious pie as well. Things that, Randall grew up eating and is just like feeling very nostalgic for. And so he needed to get ingredients for that kind of thing. And as you're wrapping up a transaction at one of the market vendors, a sudden wind rips through the village. It's just this massive gust. It smashes shutters against walls. Clouds of dust kick up throughout the streets. And I want you guys to each just roll perception checks for me.
You're great at these. I didn't do my pre-rolls, no. I don't know how my
Well, I
dice
guess
are.
we're doing it live, lass. We're doing it live.
11.
11, okay.
I got a 3.
And a 3. So Navari, you of some figures wearing purple and black robes marching down one of the streets, coming towards the center of the village. And there's one of them who's leading, and he reaches into his satchel and he draws a scroll and unfurls it. And his voice, carries very loudly, as if it's like enhanced by something. And as he whispers, as he calls out these dark words, all of a sudden bolts of a violet lightning crash down from the sky in various places. A person in the town, a villager, who's working at the butcher shop, gets struck by one of these bolts and crashes, crumples to the ground, with a quick shout of pain. And you guys need to roll initiative.
We can't even go shopping without stuff happening, Randall.
What? I can't see anything. What's happening?
Oh, I rolled
My
so
beard
bad.
got hold of me face. That's a 5, Ben, by the way, 5.
Oh my god.
Randall the Agile is back.
13.
That's a bit on the nose, distant one, I think.
Wow. Chat is savage today. The only cooked meat in the butcher shop is the owner.
I mean, distant one is being pretty savage, that's for sure.
And so, Navari, you see this robed figure who appears to be leading these guys. Randall, you're still not sure what's going on, but you heard the thunder, so you're looking about, trying to figure out what's happening. When another element of it comes crashing down. Randall, go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw, please.
I got this one, don't you worry. Oh, hey! Hey! Not bad, not bad. Oh, that'd be a whole 16.
Nice! So you dodge out of the way as this bolt of violet lightning comes crashing down beside you. And it just crackles with a darkness about it. And then you see these 3 robed figures. 2 of them draw out these wicked curved daggers, and people begin fleeing and screaming in the streets. Navari, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Can I, for my bonus action, hide? So, it's like dusty and stuff, yeah?
You want to try to hide somewhere?
Yeah, so I can
Yeah,
attack,
go for it.
I but a rogue. Natural 20. Because I have
Okay.
advantage because the cloak of elvenkind.
Nice, yeah.
So 30.
Okay.
And they have disadvantage to see me. For my action, can I shoot with me bow?
Yeah.
The one that's calling the thunder?
Yeah, go for it.
I have advantage because I'm hidden?
Yes. Yep.
Both were very low, but I have elven accurate. That you want me to take a beat?
Okay.
I can reread it to you if you don't remember.
Yeah, no, go ahead and roll another d20.
Why? Why? It 16.
That is going to hit him.
$28. I rolled 3 6s. Like 1 for bow, 2 for
my
sneak
God.
attacks.
So your arrow sticks him in deeply. And he screams, "Ah!" Rips it out of his chest. Howling in pain, and he points out in that direction. He's like, "Find whoever shot that bow at me." At the end of your turn, Navari, more lightning comes crashing down. This time you need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Uh, 16 plus 7.
Okay, so you
Not
dodge
like
out of the
nothing.
way, but another one of the townsfolk is not so lucky, and a bolt crashes into them and just takes them right out. The two henchmen called robes figures in front, who have... I hate you, Dylan. So this is what you miss if you're not here watching live every week, is the amazing chat. The man who's just shot has 3 kids. And so did the butcher who was hit. Well, the second person here is one of the grocers. And he crumples to the ground. He appears to still be breathing, but he is definitely injured. Randall, what would you like to do? So you see these 3 bad-looking guys. 2 of them have daggers drawn. One of them is reading from a scroll, chanting, summoning like some kind of divine power upon you guys. And 2 of the townsfolk are on the ground injured.
Like a bull over here. Charge! And I'm just gonna go wildly forward at the man casting the lightnings.
Okay.
Did the music stop?
It did.
Okay.
Oh no, it's just quiet. It's just wind noise now.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to double check. I'll turn it up.
Yeah, you're good. As Randall scrapes his boot across the dirt and the ground in the road, and he just frenzied look in his eye as he goes charging forward at this man.
All right. So who are you charging? Are you
I
going
was trying to figure out what you were saying.
Are you going to charge past the 2 guys with daggers to hit the guy casting the spells? Or are you going to try to take one of them first?
How far away is he from me?
He is...
That'll decide this.
60 feet.
I am going to charge a full 50 feet right through the horde and bull rush them out of me way
Okay.
to get to him.
Okay. Go ahead and make an athletics check as you crash into the first guy.
Oh, that's not bad. And now I'm rolling well. That'd be a 19.
All right, so you collide with this guy, just dropping him right off his feet. He hits the ground, dust kicks up. You can see he's like, oh, jeez.
Never get between a dwarf and his prey.
And it is their turn now.
Yep.
So the guy on the ground kind of rolls, gets back up to his feet, lunges at you with his dagger. Randall,
So
that does not
how
hit
far
you.
was they? How far were they from the dude? Because if he was 60 feet, I ran 50, so I'm like 10 feet away
10
from him.
10 feet
I would have
away.
taken the attack. Yeah, I would have taken 10. Yeah, I was like, I'll take the attacks of opportunity or
Okay.
whatever. But that works too if they just want to attack
They're
me on
kind
the
of
turn.
screening him, basically.
Oh,
Yeah.
out of me way, lads!
And then the
The
other
magic
guy,
user needs to die.
the other one with the knife comes like running up. He comes up behind you. That's a 19.
That's a clink off me back plate. And I go, stop it!
Nice.
I'm busy here.
Nicely done. And then the man stops the chanting and he puts the scroll to his side, and he seems to like he thinks for a moment, like what's he gonna do? And then you feel this word pop into your head, Randall. And the word is kneel. So go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw.
And this wouldn't happen to be a... No, I don't think I get advantage on this. Nope, not great. That'd be 11.
Okay, so then you kneel to the ground for the next turn, as if
I get it. That's fine. I've already got this all planned out.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
you're good.
Navari, it's your turn.
Do Do I need to hide again since I shot, or?
Yes, you will need to find another hiding spot, but it doesn't seem like they're paying much attention to you at the moment. As if they're focused on going to be severely injuring Randall,
Well,
or because like there's also two very injured people in the town.
I was hoping to get rid of the lightning dude so he don't injure more people.
Okay.
I just wanted to attempt to have advantage so I could have the sneak attack.
Okay, you can try to hide, yeah.
22?
Okay.
Oh wait, I have advantage. 27.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Very good.
I'm sorry, I looked at chat.
Well, what do you think Randall's there for?
Yeah,
Randall's the distraction.
I'm gonna try and shoot the lightning dude again.
Okay.
Oh, man.
16 plus 7.
Yes, that will hit him.
I was assuming since I think the 16 on its own hit before. I just didn't feel like mathing. No! 96! The one die I need!
I'm just reading back in chat. I like that. Randall was capable of putting on that frenzied look from a young age. He once used it to take another kid's pie without raising a single hand in violence. Probably. Pie! Ah!
I'm trying not to look at chat. That's all.
Yeah.
22.
It's really hard, isn't it?
22
Holy
points.
smokes!
Oh, the music stopped again.
Randall, the distractor.
Oh. So, Navari, you fire another arrow into the guy. And this one here goes into his like lower abdomen, and he doesn't even try to pull this one out. He just has this like look on his face. He spits out a hunk of blood, and he points in your direction, and he says, "Kill him, then find whoever's shooting me with those arrows." Randall, you are on your knees. These two guys are right next to you.
So I imagine, because on my turn I have to follow the command, right?
Yeah.
So I take a knee and I pray to the goddess and say, "May my blows be swift and may I not kill any one of these men that don't deserve it." And then I stand up and charge back forward at him, using half my movement to make the kneel action. Because he didn't move, did he?
No.
Foolish on your part, lad. I'm going to pull out the hammer instead of the axe. And I'm going to beat the living snot out of him. I'm just going to wallop him over the head and leave a nice welt. You know, it's going to look like one of them cartoons where there's like lumps going on. That'd be... Well, with them all, it's a little worse. But that's still a 18.
That's going to hit.
All right. That's only a total of 8 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
He's still standing, right?
He's still standing, yes.
Good. That'd be a 17 to hit.
Okay, that will hit.
And that one would be for 9, but I'm also going to dump a Divine Smite into it just to give it a little extra oomph and make sure that I cripple him to his knees.
Okay.
So that was 9 bludgeoning. I'm rolling turds on me dice. And an additional 8 radiant.
Make sure you tell him to kneel too.
And I looked at him and go, "I think you're the one who needs to be kneeling, friend."
So you strike him down, and as your hammer is about to collide with him, that vibrant divine light of energy just glows. His eyes just go. His pupils just dilate, like shrink, like because there's so much brightness, and
Right.
it just wallops him and he hits the dirt. His two minions seem to just get like even more angry about this, and they both charge you from behind. The first one getting up to you, that's a 20 to hit.
Yeah, that one just hits.
Okay, for a total of 9 points of damage.
All right.
And then the second member comes up behind you, and that is also a 20, but that one will be for 12 points of damage.
All right.
Navari, what would you like to do?
Can I stealth? Or how far away are they from me?
Oh, they're still about 60 feet away from you.
I won't stealth. Can I come up from behind them using my movement and bonus action to dash? To flank one of them?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would like to flank one of them. And then stab him. And also be like, hey, are you looking for me?
Sorry. Run at him on your knees and assert dominance.
Do I get advantage or no?
Yes, because you will be able to flank one of them with Randall.
21 to hit.
Okay, that'll hit, yeah.
Oh yeah.
$23 points of damage.
Excellent. So Randall, as you like turn to face the second guy that hit you, Navari gets up behind him, and you just see her blade go straight through his robes, providing literally no resistance. So then she pulls it back out, and he slumps to the ground in a heap.
No, last, we're not supposed to. Well, wait, we might be trying to kill them. I'm not 100% sure. I don't feel right about killing these men. They should be facing trials.
Oh. Well, you should have told me the
Well,
memo
there's
before.
one left, Randall, and it's your turn.
I just
Randall
thought
throws
they
the
were looking
adamantine
for
net
me.
on him.
Okay.
Is he in melee with me?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, this is gonna suck. Well, the option was a natural 20, but
Oh.
unfortunately, because I have disadvantage because I'm in melee while trying to throw a net, I forget what my net is. I'm proficient, so 4 plus, so 7. So that's an 11 to hit.
That does not hit.
So my net goes wild.
Yeah.
I'm like,
So you reach
out
into
of
your bag,
curiosity.
well,
Yeah.
battling it out with this guy, hoping to throw a net over top of him, and unfortunately,
Right.
it goes wide.
I was gonna ask. So throwing the net's me whole action, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, because I asked if I had nets, plural. I've run into the problem of not having enough nets for these people.
Need more nets.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that you were able to get 3 of them done up in the
Okay.
in the time when we did the travel by map kind of section. Then he tries to stab you again, and he just lunges. You kind of put your leg out to the side, and he topples over you and crashes into the ground, landing flat on his back. Navari, what would you like to do?
Guess I'll use the hilt of my rapier to knock him out.
Okay, go ahead, and because he's on the ground, you do have advantage to bludgeon him in the face.
You can just break his nose. That's fine, lass. I mean, get out some of that aggression, really.
19.
Ooh, that's gonna hit.
We just really aren't trying to kill him, that's all.
$21.
Okay. So you smash your rapier into him and knock him out cold.
Are you happy, Randall?
He looks over at the other one and goes, well, mostly.
They were hurting people.
And I put a hurting on him. Do you see those wallops on his head? He's also got a couple of arrows that I had to pluck out of him, but what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
I was trying to stop him from casting.
No, yeah, you did well. You did well, Les. I'm not complaining.
So one of your adversaries is very dead. The other two are unconscious at the moment. The butcher and the grocer are both still lying on the ground, though.
I rush over to them, and I'll check to see if they're actually alive. With I assume that to be a medicine check.
So the butcher, it doesn't take a medicine check to realize he's no longer breathing.
I don't have that kind of magic yet.
The grocer is still breathing, despite being very injured.
I will tend to their wounds with my healer's kit and try and stabilize them.
Okay.
That'd be an 11.
Okay, you succeed.
All right. And I give him just a hit point to close up some of the more severe wounds, and help him come back to consciousness.
I'll tie
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'll tie up the unconscious people if he's checking on the people.
Yeah. Okay.
Good. I was hoping you'd do that. To be honest with you, I was gonna go grab me net, and I was just gonna throw a net around each of them and tie up they use the bolo at the bottom and just drag them like this. Just walk around
You
straight.
could do that
And be like, hey, you guys want to throw some rocks, some vegetables, and whatnot at them? Feel free. Hey, this is medieval times. They did that kind of stuff to people who did no good things in the streets.
And tar and feather them too.
Make sure you get those items off of him. He took that scroll away when I got close.
I take the stuff off them. Like
Okay.
weapons and whatnot. Anything magical or magic focused like.
Don't you worry, he ain't cutting through those nets. I learned me lesson with those last few people who could cut through me rope nets.
I miss the original net.
I do too, lass. It'll hang over our mantle in our adventuring guild. The net that caught 1,000 people. Or at least that's the story we'll tell them. It caught more than one.
It caught more than one.
It caught like 3.
I was gonna say, it wasn't a lot.
And
It
then,
caught 3, and then we repaired it, and then it caught another one, and then we had to repair it again.
yeah, after it got broken the first time on the airship, I went on a murdering spree and killed all the goons that were after us, and I was upset.
Needless to say, that net has got a tale to tell, and the tale that me and Navari will tell is the glory of this net and the numerous thousands of people it's captured, even though it's only captured maybe 4. Because we're adventurers through and through, and adventurers exaggerate like fishermen.
Yes, you know what? That I won't fight with that. So as you guys are tidying up these cult members and stuff, and there's like a young an older man comes out from the butcher shop, like another butcher. You see his apron is covered in blood, and he has a knife, and he
Randall swings with his hammers like, oh, never mind.
And he's got tears in his eyes because it was obviously like his apprentice that took the hit.
Hopefully not his son.
And a middle-aged human woman. She's wearing a breastplate. She has a sword at her waist, and she's carrying a halberd. She comes running down the street. Obviously, someone to come to get help, and she shouts out to you guys, What is going on? Are the
culprits are handled?" And Randall just walks over with his nets, dragging them, and says, "Yeah, we took care of them. One of them didn't make it, but rightly so, because one of the 2 that they hit didn't make it either."
And she looks over and she kind of takes a deep breath and shakes her head. She says, "That was Tobias. He's a good lad."
Has this been happening a lot around here?
No. No, pardon me. I'm Sheriff Willowmane, and you see someone who's got a lot of somebody who's got who's fit. She's very fit. She's probably in her 40s. And she's seems reluctant to get really close to you, but at the same time she's like, I appreciate what you've done for the village. We don't see a lot of problems, at least those that come from within. So
I looked at Navari and I kind of go, I'm starting to think maybe it's us, because we seem to attract this crap everywhere we go. Like, we can't even go shopping without getting attacked by these kinds of people.
I never had this problem before. I think it's you.
I didn't run into Warforged until I met you and your friend.
I didn't run into Warforged until I met Ashara, so we're just gonna blame Ashara because she's not here.
Works for me. Can't ruin our cohesion now. Anyway, the name's Randall the Agile. I apologize for the death of Tobias there. I did try, but he was already gone by the time I got to him, and quite frankly, I'm not at a level yet. I'm not powerful enough with my magics to do anything about it. But I was able to save the old woman over there, and I gestured to the other resident that I was able to patch up and give a little light healing to get her back on her feet. I assume it was the old woman, right?
Yeah, her name is Franny. That's her nickname. So she says, thank you. Her name is Fran.
Well,
I appreciate you being able to at least limit the damage.
He was a feisty one.
Someone fell in our town. Seeing as that I just got here, what exactly happened? Do we know anything about who these strange people are?
I summoned a bunch of lightning. We haven't really questioned them yet. That's why we know.
They're unconscious in me nets. If you've got a place to hold them.
Except for one.
Well, I'm not putting in the dead one in there. There's no point.
Yeah. As you say that, a few more kind of helpers. These guys don't look like they have the same seasonedness. They look a lot younger. They're both carrying spears and wearing like a blue tabard to kind of indicate that they would be like somebody like you could go to for help, as if maybe they're like assistants to her. They come and take the nets from you.
What about the bad guy?
I'm gonna want those back, just so you're aware.
Yes, of course.
Oh, one of them was using the scroll. Over this.
Okay.
To summon the lightning.
She unfurls it and looks at it, and she's like, well, it doesn't mean much to me. I don't
know.
Really have a lot of knowledge of these kind of magical arts and whatnot. But, yes, still very strange.
And again, no previous problems with people like this in the past.
Anyone angry at this town or something? Any rumors of notorious groups around here?
Actually, well, come with me to my I guess office or building that I have. Just come with me. We have a small cell there. We can store these two, and I can talk to you a little more. We have heard, thunder coming from the low hills, but it's been unusual because the skies have been clear. And
but storms happen all over the place. I've seen it rain on one side of the road, completely sunny and fine on the other. Weather does strange things that not even magic can describe.
But anyway, not that was ever brought to my attention that there was anything unusual going on.
Well, I mean, we could try and investigate that if that seems to be How long has it been going on for?
The thunder the last week.
Hmm. And we recall this guy when he was summoning the lightning, it was creating cracks of thunder as well.
Yeah, so like with every strike, there's a crack of thunder, and then this violet, like purplish lightning came down.
Do you recall how long the thunder lasted for each day before it got here, obviously?
Only ever a few moments. You know, here and there, as if very sporadic. It was never very prolonged like a storm.
How often do you hear it?
It was very, like as I said, it was very sporadic. Like, you know, some days we'd hear it many times, and just yesterday we didn't hear it at all. So it was just, you know, an unusual thing, but you know, peculiarities are just something that sometimes happens. It's
Do you have any wizardly folk? People powered in the arcane that might be able to assist in describing or deciphering that scroll for us? I mean, this is a small
not in our
town.
village, no.
Yeah.
Most of anybody who is, you know, more mindful of that went to academies or volunteered to fight. Our bishop hasn't been by in quite some time. He covers kind of a lot of territory.
Do you mind if we hold on to it then? I might be able to get that figured out.
Oh, please, not at all. Not at all.
And what would you like me to list that as?
For now, just put it as mysterious scroll.
Okay. She watches as Randall has like a sack on his side. Like, you know, it's almost like a coin pouch. It's a little bit bigger than a coin pouch, like an oversized coin pouch. And he just opens up, he pulls the string and opens it, and you just watch the scroll go in. But the bag doesn't deform or misshape, and then he pulls the string tight.
Okay.
Well, we could always interrogate these two, figure out what their goal was and what they were aiming for.
Yeah.
I always find people tend to talk when their wrongdoings weigh so heavily on their conscience.
Probably separate, or can we separate the two? Or is there only one?
I mean, why separate them?
I don't know.
My boot is a pretty powerful motivator.
True.
And the only reason these two are alive is because they have yet to repent for their actions and transgressions.
Because I didn't accidentally kill him like the other one.
That too. I was trying to leave that part out. But yes, Les, that part too.
Okay. So unfortunately, there's just not a lot of, there's not like, it's basically a drunk tank. You know, or if somebody gets out of line, like, this is just a really pretty quaint village. So most of the time they don't have, like, you know, murderers or like real villains show up. Because this is, you know, on the western edges of Thrain. It's a little bit more wilderness area, a little more frontier. Because it is on the opposite side of the nation as the capital, and it's, you know, a good day and a half at least from Sigil Star, which is another massive city, and it's still another few days from the fort in Morning Crest. So it's just kind of in this limbo area where it's not well covered.
Is there like forest or mountains?
There's some low foothills. There's, you know, forest. If you were to cross the border into Andair, for the most part, it's
Randall's thinking deviously.
Pretty, like, you know, plains. It's not like a dense, like, mega heavy forest, such as the Thornwood or the Burntwood or anything like that.
Where did you say we are right now, currently?
You're at a town called White Sparrow, which is on very, very few maps because it's so small.
Got it. And you said Sigil Star would be the closest place.
That's the big settlement. Yeah, Sigil Star
So,
would be the biggest major settlement nearby, at least a few days away, and then Morning Crest is the fort that'd be to the south. But again, like,
all right.
they're not like help, and then soldiers could come running to you.
No, so Randall was thinking he could take them up into the foothills, completely strip them down to their skivvies, and be like, good luck.
Mm-hmm.
It's an option, yeah.
The more devious side of Randall says sew their mouth shut so they can't say anything. But that's for another day and a darker Randall.
I was gonna say, that sounds pretty dark for Randall.
Yeah, it is. But Randall also lost a life in that town. And while one of them paid the price for that death, not the one that caused the death.
Yeah. So you guys want to interrogate these two. So an hour goes by and they come to. And did you do anything to tend to the wounds or remove the remaining arrow from what appears to be their leader, the guy?
Yeah. I plugged up the hole with a tampon.
Okay.
It's actually what they do in the military.
I know. It's what it is.
No, he took some gauze and stuffed, like he pulled out the wound, the arrow.
Removed the other arrow, okay.
And then shoved in some gauze.
Yeah.
Can I have my arrow back, Randall?
You can absolutely have your arrows picked apart.
Yeah, sure.
That guy was very pleasant enough to catch them for you.
He's very nice. It's very nice of him. But he got them all dirty.
He did.
Do we have to wash him?
So you're in this kind of room with him, Navari. You and Randall both. Is there anything you want to ask him? Anything you want to?
Randall was the one that on interrogating him. I was, if he didn't say anything, probably going to kill him.
Okay.
Well, I can probably ask him, what was he trying to accomplish? Like causing a ruckus, or?
Okay. Are you gonna come at him kind of like pleasantly, or are you gonna come at him like to intimidate?
I'll start off good cop.
Okay. Yeah, so go ahead and roll a persuasion check for me, okay? Do you offer him anything to drink? Do you try to comfort him in any way, or you just...
No.
Okay.
22.
All right. So he looks at you, and he just has this, like, he's kind of looming down, and he keeps his... Oh, so it's not going to work. So he keeps his hood up, so it kind of drapes over his eyes, because he really doesn't want to... It's like he's avoiding eye contact with you, and he listens to, you know, what you have to say, and he pauses for a moment, and he just mutters, it's like, you couldn't understand what we are doing out here.
I mean, I could...
Have no way to fathom what is to come.
I mean, I could if you just tell me.
Try us, lad.
No, it is beyond your reasoning. I can see your devotion to that false god of the flame, the weakness.
And what god do you devote yourself to, friend?
Do not follow any god. We follow the very thing this world is made of.
Thunder?
Dragons? Titans? Gods?
Can I just, like, lift his hood up?
Do you want to reach in there?
Oh, wait, is he not tied up?
Well, he's in the cell.
Oh, I thought he was tied up.
He kind of is, but I mean, you still have to... I mean, it's up to you if you want to reach in there.
No, I thought he was
Randall
tied up, I'm
says-
sorry.
Okay.
Remove your hood.
All right, roll an intimidate check, Randall.
Oh no, that was a command. I need a wisdom saving throw.
Oh! So he does as compelled to do.
Uh-huh.
And you see like a lot of like someone who is scarred horribly, as if like a lot of their face and head was burned by something, and so like his hair is very patchy and like missing in a lot of spots. You could see like a lot of heavy scarring like across his whole face and into the like back of his head, and it probably goes down a lot onto his body as well into various places.
Rough childhood, huh, friend? I get that. I had a rough childhood too. If you knew me, Mum. Just saw her actually. Now my friend knows why we don't go there very or at all. Now listen, I don't care which one of you talks, and quite frankly, in my experience, one of you is gonna talk. Up to you, really, which one's going to do it. Maybe they go easier on you in this town. You know, quite frankly, the only one who really needs to be punished and shamed and, you know, hurt is the one who maybe killed a person outside. And I look to the one that didn't do anything. Now I'm going to try and intimidate him to talk.
Okay, the minion is who you're going to intimidate.
Yeah, I'm going to intimidate the minion and be like, so realistically, you might get to leave because you didn't really play a huge part in everything. Should you talk? Put in a good word for you, maybe get you out of here. Turn over a new leaf, as long as I don't ever see you again. That kind of thing. Or I can be all stick. You can pick which way you want to go with this.
Okay, go ahead and roll an intimidation check.
It's like trying to figure out what I actually have. Oh, okay.
I'm not, I'm assuming there's no way for me to help him, or to, like, give him advantage.
How do you want to help him?
Clean my arrows.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I will let you get. Yeah, I'll grant you advantage for that, Randall.
I like the first one better.
Okay.
22.
Nice. Very nice. So the minion of the two, he kind of looks and he says, "We follow the one you call Kyber." Which you both know, Kyber is the name for the imprisoned dragon below. That the dragons who created Eberron, Kyber,
My people have a tendency of mining him.
Eberron, and Sybaris, who exists. Sybaris is the dragon above, who encircles all of the world of Corvair. Eberron is the basically the surface world, and Kyber represents what is beneath.
And why do you serve a long dead skeleton that we harvest from underground?
He is not dead. Kyber
No, he's
still
not.
lives, and we will release him from his prison. And
I mean, a piece of him's right there, and he gestures over to the dagger on his belt.
And not only will there be a new age, but those who follow him on his side will have great power and responsibility in this new age.
Randall looks at him and starts chuckling a little bit. You know, you would have gotten along.
Oh, you cut out.
The Emerald Enclave or the Emerald Claw. General, what's his name? Sir Garrett Krieg had similar fantasies and things, and now he's in prison. And his mission is for naught. Kind of destroyed the things that helped resurrect said baddie. So, our group here is kind of notorious for stopping things like that. Thanks for the information. I'll put in a good word for you, friend. That was the non-wizard, right?
Yeah.
Put in a good word for you, assuming he doesn't kill you now. Don't have anywhere else to put you, sorry.
I fear nothing.
Oh, well, that's great.
Consider yourselves warned.
Warned. No more you hear him, he says we're warned. I've been warned 1,000 times if I've been warned once. And I'm still standing, lad. You saw what happened out there, right? Knocked you senseless, didn't I? In fact, if it wasn't for me, she would have killed you.
I just nod.
Your physical might may be superior to mine. That does not mean
Oh, it's not the might,
My
lad.
belief is any weaker.
It's the righteous path, the path of good, the path of doing justice and what is right in the world. And while I don't necessarily agree with the path that the church itself has gone in, I believe in the words of wisdom that it bestowed upon me when I was yet but a lad like you. How old are you? It can't be, what, 20?
He's
Still so
19.
young. Still so young. You don't know. You sound like her daughter, to be honest. You should have
Man.
seen the ragtag bunch of people she was traveling with.
Cults are starting really young nowadays.
I mean, that's how they get you. They get you when
I
you're
know.
young because you can't think anything of it.
I know, I'm just
You don't-
joking.
It's realistic. It's what the army did. They get you young because you don't have anything to lose.
I was just joking.
No, you're joking about something that's very real.
I know.
Speaking of cults, if anybody would like to join the Church of Ben, we have meetings every Saturday night at 10 p.m.
Here we are plugging Ben's cult again.
It's not a cult.
It's not a cult, Mom.
Mom, where's the Kool-Aid?
So you speak with the two deranged
Fanatics?
yeah. And you realize at a certain point you're not going to get any more steady information.
Well,
No, we do not worship Ben Affleck. The Church of
Oh.
Ben is about finding inner peace through gaming and following the lead into which games you should purchase and buy.
Like Battletoads.
man, that face got serious quick. Remember, check out Bendolph over at twitch.tv/Bendolph to hear all about Battletoads.
Because they're terrible to me.
I mean, you're being terrible to them, so you're talking about the cult of Ben. And
Navari does not get inspiration for bringing up Battletoads.
I was about to be like, I thought I had inspiration, so I was gonna be like, that's all right. I don't have anywhere to put it anyway.
You seem pretty set on me getting inspiration.
No, I do not just do whatever they say to do in chat. I'm not this weak. So
Keep going. You never know.
you guys go back outside, and the sheriff comes up to you and she says, "So, were you able to learn anything from our new friends?"
Cultists, fanatics,
Iber.
believers in the underground dragon, and freeing him. They're gonna free the skeletal structure of our world. Don't know how that works. I thought he was long dead, but I guess he's just hibernating, even though literally we've been harvesting him for centuries.
You know, a lot of Carnathian stuff was alive and then undead, and they brought it back from the undead.
So,
Wait. Word.
do you know if there's more of them, or has this been put to an end?
There's probably more
These
of
guys
them.
might have been an outlier, to be honest. But I don't. The information we got was very vague, and clearly the young one really didn't want to get. Well, he liked his legs how they were. We'll just call it like that. And as Randall like pats the hammer on his back, so Randall's just like chowing down on food too, like he hasn't eaten in days.
No,
and
I'm
he's
just,
like,
that's exactly what I'm picturing.
I talked to him for as long as I could, but I mean, sorry, I haven't eaten. Did you want some?
No, I'm fine,
No.
thank you.
Wait, where'd you? I want some.
Oh, well, there's a lovely little vendor over. Got some really good spices in this one. Got a
Oh,
little bit of a kick.
hold up. I go and buy food. I come back.
I think this might have been just a one-time occurrence. We might stick around for a day or two, in case some more lightning shows start.
Your mom's
So that
gonna
we
be
can maybe
so
invest.
upset. You didn't
But
get these
why? We
ingredients.
already left. We said our goodbyes. I promised
We're
I'd
getting
write. What more does
groceries.
she
We're
want from
getting
me?
groceries for her.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
When
that's
did that
why we
happen?
came here.
Oh, we're going. Oh,
You're the one that was like, yeah, Mom, we'll get them for you.
all right.
But in a more
Do you
Randall way.
do you have a who's your fastest runner?
She thinks for a minute and she says, "Oh, that would be Mason. He's very quick on his feet."
Randall scribbles down a brief note, and he hands the lad 5 gold,
Okay.
and he says, "Do you know the house, the farmhouse with the crotchety old dwarf out there, the lady?"
Oh my goodness, yes. How could anybody? We could hear her screaming here, it feels like. Something.
Yeah, no, that's why the 5 gold. Need you to drop off this letter.
Take the food too.
If you
Yes, Garthen is, well,
Yeah, well.
quite the woman.
And I hand him the satchels
Mm-hmm.
with the food and go, here's the food so you don't go empty-handed.
Oh, you're sending
Here-
him?
I'm sending him because we have to stay here to
the
try.
Dragon's Cave. I got you.
And I go, 5 gold now, 5 gold if you make it back.
Don't tell her anything, by the way.
Oh my god. Okay.
Don't say anything. The letter's sealed with wax. Hand them off. Hand her the letter.
And
say
run.
it's from Randall, and then just run out. Literally, that's all you have to do, lad. If you can do that, I believe in you. By the way.
Wait, is my family
You might-
here, or are they back?
Oh, they're there too. You left, like, they,
They're still at the farm.
yeah.
Shoot, I should probably write a note too then, shouldn't I?
It's up to you.
I write a note too.
Okay.
And I'm like, hey, can you give this to the human or tiefling there too?
Make sure to hand them the letter first.
Yeah.
Then
and
hand
then,
the letter to
yeah,
your mom.
Yeah.
Not smart to do it the other way around. She'll have time to open that, and you're not getting out of there.
Yeah.
Well, you're not getting out of there without some questions and possibly some hard manual.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but I don't know if 10 gold is worth it for you then.
But hey, so hand this to someone by Casper or a tiefling by the name Cassandra. And then
And he
hand
nods and he says, "All right, I'll be as quick as I can."
I believe in you.
We have faith, lad. Believe in this holy silver flame, and nothing can touch you. I made it out of there twice.
That's true, you did. So Ruth says, "Well, we could head up north of the village a little bit. There's a couple of farms out there. Perhaps they saw something unusual. That's the only thing else I could think to do."
I mean, if you can take us to where the action happened, where you saw the lightning happening, that'd be a huge help. We can investigate the area. I looked to Navarre and go, we really need to get somebody really good at investigating because, well, actually, you're pretty good at it, aren't you?
I'm good at investigating. I got even better in the last few days.
I'm like, we're as a group not really good at perceiving our surroundings,
perceiving,
but we're
but I'm good
great
at
at investigating
investigating.
things. And by investigating, I mean I say, "You got this, Navarre," and then I pull out a flask and take a seat and wait, so I don't disturb the scene. That's me special power.
No,
And then I hit things really hard when I need to.
this is, the adventures of a paladin and rogue have never been so interesting. Normally it's paladin yelling at rogue.
Yeah, this paladin isn't
Oh.
yelling at the rogue very often.
No, that is very true. So,
I don't have a reason to. You haven't done anything in front of him to make it, other than the only questionable thing you've done up until this point is the bloody apples on the captain's ship.
That you know of.
Well, around me, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You've been pretty good about keeping it secret, and my perception's so low I didn't notice. Also, don't go looking for trouble if you don't want to find it.
It's true.
That's my age-old adage.
Yeah, that's fair.
Hmm.
All right. So Ruth, takes you guys up north to a small farm. And it seems to be has a couple of fields. There's some corn stalks coming up, just barely, really low to the ground. And out in the field, you see a young man. Seems to be pushing. He's fighting with an ox, pushing a plow through the dirt. And as soon as he kind of notices the three of you coming, he stops and waves. Hello there! Hello!
Howdy, friend.
Sheriff, what brings you out here?
Sorry, the sheriff had a few shots of me drink, and now she's a little stunned. Friend.
Says, well, me and these other companions. This is Randall the Agile. This is Navari. We're searching for information. We're wondering if you've noticed anything strange going on, or any strange folk. And he says, "Oh, aside from those mysterious thunderstorms from the hill over there," and he points to the foothills that are still probably like a mile and a half away. He says, "I noticed last night a flickering, like a campfire of sorts in that direction, but nothing else aside again those strange thunderstorms crashing about. I don't know much else to tell you. I'm sorry."
How far away was this flickering campfire?
Couldn't have been more than half a mile. I didn't think much of it. Travelers moving about ever since the war ended. Figured anybody trying to be hostile would have either had more fires or wouldn't have had a fire at all. They'd want to be stealthy and sneak up on you.
Or unless they felt like they had too much power to really be, worrying about things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Not that they, not that they really got the better end of that deal in town.
I'd hope nobody'd be that confident. No generals that I ever. Well, never mind that. I've heard stories of some foolhardy soldiers who led their men into traps.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, well, stupidity runs deep in military Phoenicia, so, but you said over here, yeah?
Yes.
And roughly what time, does it look like we might be able to make it there?
Oh, absolutely.
Randall's still riding Dorito.
It'd probably be 15-minute walk,
Randall's riding Dorito still.
Oh, okay.
Can I ride Dorito too?
I mean, you can.
I forget about Dorito existing.
We all do.
I resummoned him. As soon as we were off the train because
Dorito
Randall hates walking.
Randall's summonable steed.
Yes.
And hey, Randall, can I ride too?
I mean, yeah, sure. I don't. It's a single saddle though. It might be a little uncomfortable.
Oh, didn't we ride on Dorito before?
Yeah, and you complained the entire way back. It was a long ride.
Well, I was also up for 24 to 48 hours.
Oh no, you slept after that. You slept on the horse. In fact, I was the only reason you were still on the horse when we got where we were going.
You can't blame me.
I'm not blaming you, lass. I'm merely stating a point that it's not a tandem saddle. It's not built for two.
Maybe you
so
should
might be
get
a little
saddle built for two.
Or maybe we need to get you a steed and a ring of some sort that holds it.
I'm just gonna walk then. Besides, if I can't have a dog, why would I want a horse? I want a dog before a horse.
I'm saying a ring to keep it, just
I know,
stay.
but when it still needs to get fed because it's a real horse.
Well, not depends on the horse. If you trap its spirit into the ring, technically, no, it doesn't need food. It just goes there and revitalizes itself.
Mm-hmm.
We'll think about it.
It's kind of like my horse.
Well, I will think about it. I have a long list of things I need to buy, including a home and healing for Esper.
I don't blame you.
They have priority. I'll walk.
Okay. So Ruth says, well, I'm going to head back to town just to
No worries.
keep an eye on things. But if you find anything unusual, please report back to me. I
You may want to
greatly
send a message
appreciate it.
to the fort and have them send a...
I've already done.
All right. Send a small squad so they can take those two to a proper holding place.
Yes. No, I'm way ahead of you. I've sent one of our riders already to the fort. But thank you for all you've done so far, and let's hope that this is an isolated incident.
But let us know if Mason gets back, okay? And how long it takes him. To the campfire site.
Agreed. To where we see the lightning strikes.
Yo, we should invest. So, Randall.
Yeah, what is it, Navari?
Doesn't lightning normally go for metal most of the time?
Yeah, what's your point?
I just point to his armor.
Mindful. Actual
Lightning
metal.
doesn't typically...
Or actual
Yeah.
lightning, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Doesn't typically just go after... I'm not necessarily the highest point in these hills. There's plenty of trees and things around. No. Now, if we were out in the flat plains or on a plateau, yeah, I'd agree with you 100%. This would not be smart.
Okay.
Me riding the horse right now would probably be bad. That said, I can take a hit.
Didn't you take a few?
Yeah, what's your point? I'm still fine.
Okay.
They barely scratched the surface.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
So you guys proceed further.
I was about to be like, I had more hit points. I've got more health on me now than I did when we first fought Krieg. And you saw how that fight went.
Oh, I only have 52 hit points. I want to hear it.
I have one less than you right now.
Oh.
And so you guys continue forward. And as you get closer and closer to the foothills, you start following a small stream. And as you continue on, you come across like a little, like a nestled kind of safe spot that's in the shadow of these hills. And you can see a half a dozen fire pits that have been dug in the sandy ground. All of them seem to be surrounding a circle of black ash. Using the same black ash, it appears someone has drawn a number of glyphs within the circle. And in one of the fire pits, you can see scraps of burned parchment kind of rustling in the wind.
Interesting.
Do we want to look at the parchment? At least pieces? Randall?
Lass, you're the investigator. I'm just the eye candy.
No, that's me too.
Yeah, but in this particular instance, I'm legit like only eye candy defense. But that said, they got to be pretty noisy for me to notice I'm coming, so they might get a surprise round or two on us. But I got you. I'll keep you up, I promise.
Thanks.
Yeah, no worries. Do it. You got this. Just don't mind me over here.
Out of character, I like how you always say that you're protecting me when my body count's higher than yours.
Hey, just because you get the last hit.
No, remember all those first and last hits I got on the airship?
Do you remember how memorable my hits were on the airship?
With the, like, people you yeeted off the ship?
with a hammer swing like a golfer.
YOLO.
There's a reason that me wolf treats turned into Randall eats.
I want to investigate the parchment paper.
Okay, so Navari, you approach one of the fire pits, and you can see the burned edges. Most of the parchment, it seems to be like the remnants of like a stack of scrolls, or maybe it was a journal. And as you pull it out of the fire, most of it is so burned and cooked, you're not able to do anything else with it. But at that same moment, I want you both to roll me perception checks.
Oh, good. 10.
3. We swapped. I can't wait till we get hit by.
I love this game. So Randall, out of the corner of your eye, from one of the fire pits, you get the feeling that you see like a humanoid shape rising up from the ash and smoke and from the cinders of the fire.
Navari, what's that? Navari, what's that?
What's what?
And as Navari looks,
That.
she's distracted by you pointing out that she saw something. Navari,
Armor class is 16 if that helps.
thank you, because that's what I needed to know. Navari, you feel this cold, dark kind of energy cause a shiver to go through your body as you take 13 points of damage.
I don't suppose I
And
can
you see
uncanny
this-
dodge that, can I?
No, because you didn't see the attacker
Dang it.
before it hit you. And then you also lose 2 points of strength. And you see this being, this humanoid shape of pure black, and you can see through it, and it just has like these little, like almost like openings where its eyes would be, but you could see through it. But it's almost like if you were to look through it, like looking through sunglasses, like looking through something like a pure shadow. This creature that comes up from the ground. And then Randall, you see 2 more coming out of 2 different fire pits as well. So on that note, I'm gonna have you guys roll for initiative, please.
I lose 2 points of strength.
Yes.
3. Yeah. Randall's back. Randall's back. Wait, let's see. The horse's initiative is like 20. It actually has a dexterity, I think.
It does.
23.
Okay, Navari.
I don't even know. I'm just let me see.
No, you're just trying to make me angry.
No, you're fine. No, I was being facetious. I wasn't actually going to give the horse an
Dylan
initiative.
is not the Messiah.
So actually, sorry, it's 18 because it has a +1 and I have a -1. So we make up for each other. And I just rolled really good on his.
No, you don't get to average here. Okay, Navari, so you get to act first. What would you like to do?
So where are they compared to me? One's next to me.
One is directly next to you. The others are all within 30 feet. So, like, every one of you can, with a move action, get into combat with somebody on your turn, except for Navari, who already is technically locked with somebody.
Yes, I'll try and roll to hit. 22 to hit with my silver dipped rapier.
With your rapier? Okay.
Yeah.
So that will connect as you pierce your blade through it, but you get just absolutely no resistance as it goes through this creature. Go ahead and roll me some damage, please.
And I get sneak attack because no one else is me in it.
Yes, because you are a...
Swashbuckler.
Yes, I couldn't remember the name of it. I'm sorry. I totally zoned.
28. I would like to use my bonus action. Oh wait, no. I'd like to use my fancy footwork
Okay.
and disengage. Well, I don't have to disengage because fancy footwork. I'd like to fancy footmark my way away from it so I don't get surrounded by these guys. Can I use my bonus action to drink a health potion?
Yes, you can.
I agree, Randall is not the Messiah.
It's 2d4 plus 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I'll be like, Randall, they hurt a lot.
Alright.
That's it.
Okay, so at the end of Navari's turn, the being of shadow that she was fighting with drifts towards her and reaches out again, and it literally, like, armor, cannot, doesn't seem to provide any help. It's like all she could do is try to dodge from this thing, and she's able to deftly dance away. Well, a second of these beings drifts towards her to get on the opposite side to take advantage of and that is an 18 to hit. Navari, you're gonna take 10 points of damage.
Can I
that one
called?
You can
Uncanny dodge.
You could do so. You can reduce that, and then you're gonna take another 4 points of damage to your strength score.
4?
Mm-hmm. The final and third of these beings drifts his way towards Randall and reaches out to touch him.
Natural 20?
It's a crit!
It's a good thing that I have this armor then. That crit's negated and it's just a regular hit.
This is bush. So Randall takes 10 points of damage, pure necrotic energy, just touches his very insides, shivering him as he takes another 4 points of strength damage as well. He just feels like his body just draining from him because of the darkness that these creatures bring.
All right.
Randall, it is your turn.
Yeah, you might want to make some distance for yourself. Randall is going to do a couple of things. He is going to cast Shield of Faith on himself.
Okay.
To make his AC even stronger. And he's also going to use a Channel Divinity to imbue his weapon with the sacred weapon. Do I feel like these things are undead?
I will let you roll a religion check with no action.
Let me see here. Each fiend or undead. Yeah, fiend or undead is what I'm looking for here. That's a natural one. That strength sap is a little annoying.
You just rolled a 1?
I rolled a natural 1.
You don't know what these are. You know they're not living. You know they're undead. But you don't know, if it's a ghost, a specter, a shadow, if it's a wraith. You just are like,
yeah, so me actually
ever dealing with these in my life before.
All
But
right.
I know that it is some kind of spiritual
entity.
Entity, yep.
Yeah, so I'll do Sacred Weapon instead of Turn the Unholy.
Okay.
And I have Shield of Faith, so my AC right now is currently 22. And I guess I'll stay in the fight because don't really have a whole lot of options here.
Okay. Peace out.
Well, and then take a bunch of hits on the way out.
Oof. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I mean, I am on top of Dorito.
Randall plants his feet and just says, "All right, that's it. I am going to be a bastion of energy against these things."
I'm gonna try.
Mhm.
At the very least, if it gets too bad, I'm gonna scoop up Navari and we're gonna race out of here, and we're gonna be moving at 120 feet per turn for a little bit.
Navari might have to peace out next turn.
So Navari, it's your turn. What do you do?
Probably have to, bonus action disengage
Okay.
from the one in front of me.
If
Oh wait,
you
no. I can
attack it.
Yeah,
there you
actually,
go.
let me attack it first. And then use fancy footwork.
I was like, use your abilities, lass. Come on. I know you haven't had to use them much because Randall's generally the one taking all the hits.
I don't have advantage on this attack, right?
No.
It's only a 10 to hit.
So your blade again strikes at nothing but air, but this time it just feels a little different, as if nothing happened. Unfortunately.
I'm gonna fancy footwork away. My movement. Then use my bonus action to move or to dash. Another
Okay,
30.
so you're just booking it basically.
Yeah, because my strength is
Okay.
5 right now.
Okay.
You can literally kill her with your next hits.
Yeah. Yeah.
Randall's got a little bit of a higher pool to pull from.
Yeah, so Randall, the first one
Yep.
that you're already engaged with lunges at you, but the Shield of Faith protects you, stopping it from even touching you. A second one that was fighting with Navari sees that you're much closer and just rallies up behind you. And again, that shimmering shield keeps it from laying hands upon you. And then the third, this one does grasp at you, and you just feel this excessive cold on your arm. By the way, you negated a second crit. And you take 10 points of necrotic damage and 2 points of strength damage.
All right. There we go. All right. Randall is going to swing for the fences here, because I'm assuming it's my turn now.
Mm-hmm.
So with me axe, I'm going to swing at the first one that critted me, or tried to crit me. That is going to be 17 to hit. That still hits.
Yep.
And I'm going to dump a divine smite into that. Is it considered undead?
Oh yeah.
All right. This just got really bad for it then. Let me just get all of my d8s.
Am I okay to use the restroom real quick?
Yeah, this could take a second.
Dungeons and Dragons, the tabletop game disguised as a math lesson. Or is it the other way around?
3d8. Let's see here. So what does it do at a higher level? 1d8. So that's 4.
I hate you so much. Is that a Jose Canseco bet? Tell me you didn't pay money for that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 1988, I believe.
Okay. Here we go. So I need one more d8, but I'm all out.
Nope, 1990. Oh, I thought it was a little older than that. Okay.
10, 11, 13. That's 17 radiant damage from the Holy Smite. An additional 10 damage, because you've nerfed me strength score quite a bit, from the axe. But the axe is glowing in a holy radiant light and does an additional 6 points of radiant damage to the first one.
So what's the total of the so what was the first part of damage?
17 radiant, 6 radiant, so that would put you up to 23 radiant. 23 radiant total.
Okay.
And an additional 10 damage on top of that of slashing from a magical weapon.
Yeah, so the first, your axe actually connects because of the radiant energy coming off of it
Right.
From your smite, and so it just obliterates the first one, just poof, causes it
It's
to
just an
dissipate.
explosion of light. Okay, next one. Ah, that's a natural 20.
Oh my god.
Hey, turnabout's fair play, my friend. And you watch, I'm assuming you watch as this one explodes in a fiery blaze of glory and light. But just for the sake of rolling, because I like to roll some dice. That's okay, that's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 damage of slashing. That's an additional 10. Oh, that's not bad. 14, so 20, 26, 28. That's a total of 38 radiant damage on. So that one implodes, I would hope, if the last one did after the last hit.
What was your slashing damage?
The slashing damage was 4 plus 4. Or, yeah, no, 4 plus 1 plus 2.
Holy crap.
So 14, well, because I was a crit, so I rolled 2d12.
Oh yeah. No,
And I rolled an 11 and a 3. So 14, 15, 16 damage total was the total damage for him. On just the slashing.
Yeah, when you add it all up and his vulnerability, you did 94. So the second one, you just come back with a backswing, axe is charged, and a boom. It's almost like this brilliant flash as this thing is just vaporized with radiant energy. And so there's one left. Navari, it's the one that you fought with initially.
Don't mess with a paladin with undead around.
So Navari, you see that Randall, thank goodness, is someone who's, versed to taking out the undead nuisance. What would you like to do?
Fire my bow at it.
Okay.
Well, hide, then fire my bow at it. No,
there's not really a place to hide out here. Where
fire
you're at.
my bow at it.
Yeah.
I'd like to point out at least your strength score is not critical to your ability to hit stuff like mine is.
That's true. That's very true.
It's true, but it was also my dump stat, so it wasn't very high.
Mine's high and it's already almost half gone.
Mine's at a 5.
Oh my goodness.
Well, the fact that you rolled a 4 on that D4 for that first one was what screwed me.
23 to hit.
I was expecting a 1 or a 2, and I was expecting to go from 18 to 16 or 17, and then you rolled a 4, and I'm like, okay, so 18 to 4, 14. That went from a +4 to a +2. Great.
Yep.
23 to hit.
That'll hit.
I don't get sneak attack or.
You would, because it's in melee with me.
Yeah, you actually do.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all trying to beat the crud out of Randall, right? Paying the price for that transgression.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you've she ran. You're the next closest.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm just glad they're attacking me and not be poor horse. I'd hate to have to summon him again.
31 because I roll 4d6 and then a d6 for the short bow. Mm-hmm. I rolled 3 or 4 6s. I don't remember exactly.
Nicely done.
So 5d6s, you rolled 24 damage, and you almost rolled. 4. You rolled 1 off of max damage.
I was gonna say I get +4 really too with my dexterity.
So the arrow flies true, goes straight through this last of the shadows, and just kind of takes it out, destroys it. And it doesn't appear to be anything else is moving, except for, some of the ashes are being picked up by the gentle breeze. And you can still kind of hear the fluttering of the papers. But, so Navari and Randall, what would you guys like to do now?
Randall hops down off the horse and says, that hurt a bit. Apparently they left a trap for us. I'm good for a rest a bit. Dorito can take us back to town. We can come back up in the morning when these things aren't necessarily all about.
Okay. I'm really not feeling well.
Okay.
Nope. I'm feeling a lot weaker than usual today, lad. So, I'm also going to, when we get back into town, look through some of my old journals and notes from when I was a Templar in the school and try and see if I can discern what these things might be.
Okay.
Like in the spot of the moment, trying to recall it off the top of my head. I'm like, no, I have no idea, but I just hope they hurt.
Yeah.
We can see if what's his name makes it back too.
Yeah, absolutely. So I pulled up Navari onto the horse that she didn't want to ride, so it's going to be uncomfortable, and we do a full gallop on Dorito back to town.
Okay. So yeah, some time goes by, and you guys safely make it back to White Sparrow. So the first thing I'll have you do, Randall, is go ahead and roll a religion check, but I'm going to give you advantage this time because you have access to, you're able to take time to go through because you have the handy fanny pack, haversack.
I've got both. I've got the handy haversack and the handy fanny. That is going to be for religion, which is not as high as I'd like it to be, actually, because I'm not super book smart. That's going to be a 16.
Okay. So you know that these creatures, these entities are shadows, and that they are an undead that are very vulnerable to the holy radiant damage, but they resist a lot of different things. And
right, they're generally resistant to most things.
You really have to have magic to defeat them. But they're the scariest thing about them is that when they drain like your physical might from the victims, and if someone dies to that, their soul then can create another one.
If I'm not mistaken, though, it just takes time to recover from a being of this sort.
Yeah, so you guys take a rest and you'll be able to recover your strength back.
Right. And I tell Navari, I'm like, well, it's a good thing you fell back when you did last, because that could have ended a lot worse for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're all good now. We'll take a rest. We'll be fine in the morning.
Okay. So you guys would go to the main inn here, would be the Ever Shady Tavern, and that's where Mason finds you guys.
How did it go, Mason?
Mason says, well, that woman is quite something, to say the very least.
Well, you can be honest. It's all right.
She's very wonderful. She invited me for a meal, and I was stuck there for a little while. She's quite loud, and she said something about a walloping to Randall when he gets home.
If I ever go back.
Oh, how's the human and tiefling there?
Oh, they seemed fine.
Okay.
Casper seemed to be working very hard.
Poor Casper.
Randall only feels mildly guilty about that. He did tell him a secret stash of
Cassandra was tending to the hens, just providing some assistance and things like that. She didn't seem to be upset, but she seemed bored.
Probably.
Randall made a point to tell Casper before leaving that if he goes out to the old still that needs to be worked on, there might be a secret stash of Fire Bright Axe whiskey hidden under one of the floorboards.
So he knows where there's like the hidden stash, the cash.
There's some hidden booze out there that Randall may put there before he went off into the Templar service from his dad's time.
All right. Well, on that, because this is a really good kind of break point in this adventure, I'm going to call it there for the night. Oh, cool!
A shadow in like 5 seconds.
The shadow?
And I put bad. It's part of my notes.
The real bad guy.
Oh, come on! Yes! At least Randall knows what. Alright, so everybody has homework this week. If you have never seen The Gamers on YouTube, it was... I remember, like, the first time I saw it, it's this very fun... I guess it would be an indie film, right? Is what you'd call it. And it's about a group of college friends who are playing Dungeons and Dragons together. And what makes it so special is that Distant One, we can do your homework on Sunday. What makes it so fun is that when they're in the game, they act it out in costumes.
So it's kind of like LARPing, but for D&D in person.
Yeah, but like, so it's a movie, but a bunch of people playing D&D together, and
It sounds kind of like
the shadow.
well,
The shadow.
it sounds like the Epic NPC Man series on YouTube.
Oh, I love that series. I know that one.
Where basically it's a bunch of guys that tropes and stereotypes in most RPGs and NPC, like RPGs and tabletop RPGs, like video games and everything else. And they do a wide gambit. They've done Escape from Tarkov. They've done Dungeons and Dragons. They've done like
just
Skyrim.
They do just like
Yeah,
a retail store too.
Yeah,
that's really clever. Like I can't, like, I was a Boy Scout for yes, Ashley.
We get our hit points on strength back.
Yeah, you guys will take a long rest.
I'm not gonna lie. I already gave myself that stuff back.
I just wanted to double check. Sometimes DMs have things that happen right after.
Obscure. It's just because I'm old.
Also, he does.
Comment, Ben mentions obscure video. Randall, thing people have heard of. Wow.
I mean,
right in the face.
I mean, it's not so much that things like that people have heard. It's more of Ben's referencing something that maybe was a little bit older.
Ben is referencing things that are older, and
but at the same time, 90% of the time, you're referencing things I actually know. That one I didn't, though.
Yeah, most of the time
everybody
you don't.
Has to watch the gamers.
Most of the time, you guys make references to things I don't know, but I'm also the youngest one here.
Oh, and by the way, you know, I killed them shadows with coordinates.
With coordinates? What?
I may or may not have gone to Punapedia and found myself some corn puns.
Oh my god.
Realistically, Navari's dexterity is the cornerstone of our group, really.
But on that note, everybody, we are going to call it a night. I really, really appreciate all of you who chimed in, chat. Thank you so much, except Dylan.
It's okay, Dylan.
We still love you.
No, we don't. If you met him, you wouldn't.
I'm gonna come just to meet him, not even talk to you, Ben.
I believe you would do that to me.
Unless I ask you about Battletoads. And then you'll
that
just walk away.
That was a real cornea of a joke.
And then you'll just walk
1,000
away.
Points. I'm gonna start giving away points if you're in chat. You'll have to track them yourself. But yes, in the future, if you chat, I'm gonna start giving out points. So I give Ted 1,000 points today.
Is this like Whose Line Is It Anyway, where the points don't matter?
The points are very real. Just ask anybody who's ever worked with me.
How many points do I get?
Navari, you and Randall both get 1,000 points today. You don't have any points, Dylan.
Not yet, but tune in next week and try.
You have points from Navari, Dylan. You can have 50k points.
No, you gotta find a more obscure cryptocurrency, Ted.
All right. Well, guys.
But anyway,
yeah,
please, everybody, be safe. Have a good week. And again, thank you for checking this out. If you're checking it out on YouTube, feel free to watch us on Twitch. We go live. Currently, our schedule is Wednesday nights at about 8 o'clock Eastern time. And everybody, just please have a good week. And if you have the opportunity, play some games. Use your imagination. Have fun. Good night, everybody.